Hi guys, I want to talk to you about a discussion I had with Seal Hunter 5 and his experience with the COMEX. But before I do, I just want to clarify what COMEX is and its role within the gold silver fulfillment process. Now, COMEX exists solely as a clearinghouse. That's their job. They have gold, silver and other commodities there that investors who trade these contracts can buy from and take delivery from the COMEX, and who are selling can deliver to and make delivery to the COMEX. So that's what they do. They're a physical warehouse for the commodities that are traded on the COMEX. Now, after decades in business, the idea or the notion that they haven't been able to perfect their fulfillment process is nonsensical. Obviously, that doesn't make sense because that's the only thing they do. And if what sort of organization after decades haven't been able to streamline the processes that they work on day in, day out. So there's no problem with the process or the fulfillment process with COMEX. There can't be. The idea of that is just even harder to believe, that these guys are actually trying to make it harder to take delivery. Because if I jump onto any half-decent commercial website, add some products to my cart, click checkout, put my credit cards across, I get those products on my desk time and time again within a few days without even talking to a human. So the idea that the human mind and brain isn't capable of fulfilling contracts on the COMEX is just impossible to believe after so long, so many chances of getting it right. So when I read stories like this, I have to assume that this is a deliberate attempt to, in fact, repel people from taking delivery. Now, I'm going to read this out to you, and I mean, if you have also a similar story with the COMEX, please let me know. I'll do a follow-up video to this. But it's always, we hear about delays on the COMEX, but it's one thing to have a first-hand account of it, which Seal Hunter 5 has, and I appreciate you contacting me. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a phone interview with Seal Hunter, mainly because time differences and it was just bad timing. But I thought I'll just get this video out anyhow of his first-hand account. So basically, what happened? In July 2008, he purchased silver at $12.45, and the price was falling, and so he ordered the December contract, or he purchased the December contract in July, and on December 22nd, he called the broker and said he wants delivery, and he bank-wired the remainder of the contract that day. He called back the next day, and the broker at Aileron, must have been the company he used, said that he wants $250 for shipping and insurance. So fine, I imagine that Seal Hunter did that the same day or soon enough. January 6th, he called the trader at Aileron to say that basically it'll take 2 weeks for delivery and that they will contact you, they being COMEX, when they're ready to ship. So 2 weeks and that COMEX will contact them. Okay, so he's heard nothing. A couple of weeks go by and he receives a so-called certificate from the COMEX. Now, he didn't actually save this piece of paper, obviously probably had to return it, but he didn't photocopy it or anything like that. But he did say that this even said on the certificate that this does not guarantee silver to the holder. Now, I'm sure, I'm assuming that it didn't actually say it in those sort of that obtuse manner, but maybe you can try and remember the exact words that it said, Seal Hunter, and leave them in the comments below. But to the effect of that, this does not guarantee physical silver. So after paying the $250 for shipping and insurance, he got a certificate in the mail. So you can imagine that you'd be pretty upset about that. So he called the trader again at Aileron, and the trader then tried to say, well, we can correct this by cashing him out of the silver that he had purchased. So the broker at Aileron, not even COMEX, unless maybe COMEX was in this broker's ear. You got to remember, most brokers don't ever take delivery of contracts. They're not used to it, so this broker probably had to deal with COMEX and try and figure out how to deal with this. So this trader then told him, we'll give you cash for that, and cash him out. Now, obviously, Seal Hunter wanted delivery, and he didn't pay the cash that he paid to get cashed out of it in the end and lose the $250 that he had for shipping and insurance. So obviously that was a joke. The store was over the next few weeks, numerous calls back and forth. Finally, they said they need shipping fees again because the first shipping fees he paid was for the 1,000 ounces. He now needs 35 ounces. That was the difference in the weight of the bar that he had received. And the story kept changing, and then late March he received confirmation of shipment, and then early April he got the 35 ounce Pinola's bar. So he ordered the December contract, and it took him 4 months to get delivery. Okay, that's pretty bad in itself, even if that was all that happened. But also on top of that, they tried to stick a certificate in his face and say, that's your silver, with some fine print saying this is not silver. And then they tried to cash him out again. So, what sort of an organisation is in business to deliver silver for people who have purchased it and then try all these sorts of mechanisms to not get that silver out of the COMEX? And this is just for 1,035 ounces. This is not for 50, 100,000 ounces, which I can imagine there's a lot of orders for, big investors. So what's going on? This is just one example. If you've got other examples of shenanigans at the COMEX, please send them through. I may do some sort of collaboration video. Thanks again to Seal Hunter 5 for sort of giving me this information and taking the time to relay this message to me and now to everyone on the channel. So thanks again, Seal Hunter. Talk to you soon, guys.